Welcome, 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 welcome. Happy Virgo season, everybody. Here we are. Can you believe it's actually August 22nd? If you're here and you're brand new, whether you're watching this on the replay or you're here with me live, please say hello in the comments. And I want to welcome you into this space. My name is Carrie Koss. I am a medium and a spiritual mentor, and I'm really here to help those of you who come on my lives and watch my videos and come to my classes and courses, helping women develop spiritually their gifts, abilities, and step into alignment in a really sacred way, a sacred and grounded way. So welcome. So first of all, I can feel the air of shifting. I can feel the weather changing. I went on a walk earlier this week with my husband, and I could definitely feel that fall was starting to shift. I am already thinking of what I'm going to be doing with my community members for the fall in general as we move into the season, releasing more of so here we do things from a perspective of earth-based spiritual practices. So what that means is that we move along with those the seasons that mirror the Earth's changes. And here in the Northern Hemisphere, we're moving into fall. So that means the goddess herself is moving from being in that impregnated state, which happens during the summer, the season of birthing, into the season, moving slowly into the season of the fall, which is represented with things shifting and changing and releasing, and where things have been birthed and also things are being shed. So there's lots of shifts going on. So I want to welcome you first of all. So if you're new or if you jump on any time and you are new, I don't want to say please don't be shy because you have to go at your own pace, but I will say feel free to say hello in the chat and the comments. Now, a few things that go on here on Fridays. So every Friday we meet at the same time, rain or shine, unless I have a engagement or I'm going out of town, which actually I want to say next week I am going out of town. So I'll talk more about that in a minute. I'm going to be doing some training myself because I get trained as well. And I'm also going to be doing a live mediumship demonstration in person. So I'm going to talk a little more about that in a minute. It's one of the things we do on the channel here is I do, mediumship demonstration. There, the spirits are already talking to us. I was like, the spirits are talking. And so I do, a part of what I do is, as my work as a spiritual guide, mentor, teacher, is I do mediumship, both in person and also online. So next Friday, I'm going to be in Indiana, believe it or not, at Camp Chesterfield. If you've ever heard of Camp Chesterfield, I'm going to tell you all about it. Hang on a second. Hello, welcome in. We've got our members coming in. So glad you're coming in. Thank you for saying hello. Happy Venus Day. Every Friday, Venus Day. So we have our altar set up here for Aphrodite because it's also her day. So we have Goddess Aphrodite here. Hello, welcome to my community members. So excited to see you both. All of you coming in. Thank you for saying hello. We're going to be definitely doing some card pulls today for the new moon. So the energy of Virgo is shifting. And then we also have the new moon in Virgo. So we're going to be pulling cards. So stay tuned. So I was just telling you, everybody, that I am a little bit about what we do here on the channel. Some of you already know that, but also about next week. I will not be going live at my regular time because I am going to be in Indiana at doing an in-person demonstration for mediumship with my dear friend, Lorenda Carr. So many of you know her. I also do twice a month, and we haven't done it most of the summer because the summer's been busy for both of us with traveling and commitments. But twice a month, my friend Lorenda Carr and we come on live. We do a co-joint live stream where we do trance channeling. So if you're not already, if you don't already follow me, make sure you're following me and then Lorenda, and become a subscriber so you can know when those go on. So anyway, next week, I will be doing a live in-person demonstration. So I won't be here next week. I might reschedule the live stream for another day, but I haven't quite figured that out yet. So I want to say, first of all, here we follow earth-based, divine feminine spiritual practices, what also can be known as, neo-pagan practices. And so I was just saying how we're moving into Virgo season, excited about that. And with Virgo season comes some changes, because that's when we move into harvest season, right? So we are birthing the things that we've worked on. Hello, welcome. I'm going to take a sip of my coffee. Feel free to take a sip of whatever you're having. For me, it's coffee. So, I've got a Virgo here. Welcome to Virgo season. It is your season. Welcome to all the Virgos, and welcome to Virgo season. So let's get down to it tonight. Let's talk a little bit about what our night is going to be like. If you are joining us for the first time, I want to welcome you to this space. We will be pulling oracle cards for whoever's here in the live. We are still a nice intimate group generally during these lives. And so I do as many. Yay! Oh my gosh. One of my regular members, I love this, Ariel, says, it's my season and I'll cry if I want to. Ha ha. Of course. And you should, because it is your season. It is your season. We love Virgos here. So let's get a little bit down to, I thought you were a Virgo too, Sheree. I was thinking that. I was like, wait a minute. My girl is also one. Okay, so let's talk a little bit tonight about what we're doing here and what we're going to be doing. So first of all, in this space, if you're new to my channel, this is a space, it's inclusive for everyone. Right. Hello, Amy. Oh, you're here. Welcome. Good. Yes, I'm back up and sitting. My back has been tweaking this week, so I've had to take some time off from my regular classes and some of my membership events, which I missed my membership event Wednesday. We shift gears around here. This is what we do. But I wanted to talk to you a little bit about what's happening for tonight. So usually every live stream, this is pretty much what we follow and flow with. Although, yeah, me too. I've been doing a lot of these certain exercises, which helps open up the lower back. And I have so much to say about that. After being someone who primarily worked standing up in the beauty industry, sitting down is not, it brings with it new exciting things, but also new ways of having to care for yourself. And one of them is lower back compression. So it's a good challenge. It's made me have to rethink, how I'm doing things. And I am not used to always I'm online a lot, or I'm doing readings in person or coaching or mentorship. So it's okay. We do what we can. So I want to say tonight, what we're going to be doing is we always start with channeled messages from the goddesses. Hello, Amber. Good to see you. Welcome, everybody. So what does that mean? So if you're new to this and you're coming in and saying, what does that mean, goddesses? Okay, let me tell you. Oh, I know, right? Exactly. I know you have to rethink it when you're in your, with your body and body mechanics. For many of us who are working from home, we really have to be working a lot on caring for the body. So we have some of our members just mentioning the different things that they're doing to do self-care and what you have to do to accommodate and build your strength, right? So hello, welcome. I'm so glad to see everybody here. This is so exciting. Lower back exercises really help a lot. Welcome. Happy Friday. So good to see everybody. I love seeing everybody come to the live stream. It's a time we can all gather together in communion together to be able to connect, get messages from our guides. And also I will be doing, definitely channeled messages and also pulling some cards for everybody. So I just want to say, first of all, happy Venus Day every Friday, because we are following these earth-based spiritual practices, which tend to really definitely connect a lot with what we say are the corresponding days of the week when we are connecting with planetary energy, cosmic energy. How are we connected in our daily life to the elements around us, to the planets, to also Earth, Mother herself, but also, as we're mentioning here, we are connecting with goddesses. And we, on this channel, and even if you're new to it, it's totally okay. You don't have to believe everything we're doing. Just be open to it and see what you feel. But we connect with the goddesses and we see what messages they have for us. And a lot of these goddesses come from different open I would say, open practice spiritual traditions. So a lot of what happens is we end up bringing forth messages from these different goddesses, and we bring through as if they're literally serving as a host for us for the week. So this is how we work it. So if it's new for you, please feel free to ask questions in the chat, but I'll let you know kind of how it works and what we're doing. And if you have to pop out and come back, don't worry, because everything on my live streams are time stamped, so you can come back and watch at any time. Also, I did want to mention that I am offering now live readings. If you wanted to get a question answered, or you're wanting me to take a look at something, there's an opportunity to do that. And I'll be putting it out there a little bit later. But it's just essentially that if you want to get a question answered and you're wanting some insight from me, you can do this weekly with me for a really a wonderful price. And you can just pay through PayPal and leave your question in there. And even if you're not able to attend live, your question will be recorded and your reading will be recorded. It'll also be time stamped. If it's more comfortable for you to just put your initials or an alternate name, that's okay, because you'll know who it is and I'll know who it is, but no one else will know. Okay, but we'll talk more about that in a minute. So let's get down to what we're doing today. So we're starting with the channeled message from one of the gods or goddesses. Now, last week, everybody will know we had a little bit of a surprise. Did anyone want to mention who came forth last week, who surprised us? We thought it was going to be a goddess, but it ended up being a god. It ended up being Odin, the Norse god, the father of the Norse, I would say pantheon. And he came forth last week as a wonderful mentor teacher for us. Odin, hooray. That's exactly right. Odin came forth, and we had just such a wonderful conversation with him. So a little bit, if you're new to this, just keeping open is the best way to be, and just seeing what washes over you. Last week was so good. And I kind of feel like this week is going to be also equally good. I think it's because Odin was making sure he showed him all his best colors, so everyone would say, wow, we think we want to invite him back again. Not that he has to really work very hard to do that, but in general, this is what it works like. So what happens is, what we find here, rather than us focusing on one god, we focus on that everything in our world is part of the divine. And so that means we have a lot of these ambassadors or emissaries or pagan gods that come forth that really connect with us and help us in our lives on a very physical level, a spiritual level. And so we're getting to know them more and more. And some of you have worked with some of these gods and goddesses before, and some of them are new to you. The main thing is being open with your energy. Understand it's just something to explore, to open up to, ask questions about. Nothing that you have to necessarily adopt or take on, but it's something that you can start to explore. Now, Odin, really briefly, is part of the Norse pantheon. It is an open religion, or it's not really it's a practice. So it's not closed. Anybody can be connected to it if they want. And what we really enjoyed about Odin is he really came forth as a protector energy, but also a teacher. He's very much a teacher, and he also gave us information about working with the runes. Now, runes are ancient symbols that are also hold within it their own language, but the symbols can all be hello, welcome in, hello. The symbols themselves can be used in different ways. They can be used for protection. They can be used for manifesting. They can be used for health, harmony, balance, and so on. And so we asked us to pull runes. So we had a variety of runes that we pulled, which essentially meant good health, happiness, and manifestation. So it was a really special thing. Now, I want to go back to talking a little bit about the membership I have, which is called Goddess Rising. And I do just like to briefly mention it when we start all these. So I do have a membership called Goddess Rising that, let me just get the other one. So Goddess Rising is a monthly membership that I'm extremely love and am proud of. And every month we have a theme which really connects you in, like I said, with more earth-based spiritual practices. We recognize the seasons, we recognize earth-based spiritual practices and traditions. We connect with the cosmos, with the new moon, the full moon. We also begin to really reclaim what we call as the sacred feminine, which is connecting with ourselves as spiritual beings, not just women, but as spiritual beings, and dismantling some of the fear-based tactics of other religious practices which disconnect us from ourselves. So there's a lot there. And in Goddess Rising, there's a lot to offer. So if you're ever interested in that, please feel free to ask me, let me know. I'm happy to talk about it. There's lots of information on my page as well. Okay. All right. So, but tonight is about the goddesses. And then we're going to be getting into readings. So like I said, if you do want to kind of get on the list, the readings will just be $35. Yes, we love Goddess Rising. And next month, we have something really fun planned for September, which is that we are going to be connecting this month, not with a goddess, but we are going to be connecting with a plant ally. And that's what they wanted to do. So that's going to be really exciting. That would be a plant, everything we believe in all around us in nature, as well as the earth herself, and and in between, we believe is connected to divinity. And so we can, by connecting with plant allies, we can get their wisdom, their medicine, and their consciousness that can help us in different ways, because the energy of those plants even also have their own knowledge. And so I thought it would be really fun to do that. All right. So before I go too far on, we're going to definitely come together and say, thanks everyone for being here. I'm going to take another sip of coffee, and then we're going to see who's coming forward to grace us with their presence this week. Okay. Now, I'm going to see who's here, but I feel like we might have someone I haven't necessarily connected with. So let me see what I'm getting. Thank you. Okay. This cup is for Venus Day. This cup is for Venus Day. So I thought, I'm trying to really be in coordinates, guys. I really am. Okay, because I'm already planning stuff for like the fall, for Samhain. I'm trying to be in coordinates with all of the days of the week. So tomorrow's day, right? We have Saturn. You want to think about all these things, right? How they affect our lives, how we connect with them, right? It's pretty amazing when you're in coordinates with everything around you, and that everything is really part of divinity. Okay. All right. So let me see who's coming forward. I feel like we might have somebody new, but we will see. This has been a week of surprises. I'll tell you guys more about that, because this week I met a new spirit guide. I'll tell you more about that in a minute. And so let's just connect in and see what we've got here. Just a second. All right. This doesn't surprise me. So this is actually an archangel. Okay. This does not surprise me. Just a second. Okay. All right. So this archangel is presenting as feminine to me. And it's funny because I've never really established a specific relationship with this archangel as much. So here we go. But that doesn't surprise me. This is actually Archangel Uriel. Now, Archangel Uriel is connected to spiritual knowledge and wisdom. Oh my goodness. I already know that. So, okay, I'm going to first do the identifying information before I go into the knowledge. Okay, into the book knowledge. So stick with me and see what I'm getting. All right, it's coming out. So this archangel is coming forward as more divine feminine, much more fluid. And really, this is meant to connect you more deeply with your spiritual knowledge, your spiritual information, wisdom, guidance, and understanding. This has a lot to do with everyone being more in their 6th and 7th chakras. So that would be more towards your ascension, which does not surprise me. Um, so the message that she's giving us is that it's really about us clearing out the third eye and being able to see further down the line on our paths. And part of that has to do with the fact that we have been not stretching our psychic abilities, our third eyes. So it's as though we're making room for more, to see more. It's going to be important, she's telling me, because this is interesting. Her message is that she's saying Rome wasn't built in a day. And so many of you who consider yourself like spiritual travelers or spiritual, even mentors or leaders or guides or helpers for others, will need to have vision more than maybe you've ever had to before, even if you don't do this professionally, is what I'm hearing. So it really is about opening up that gaze, opening up that lens. So I want to do a little something with you guys because she's telling me something. Hang on. I also want to I have my Archangel deck here. So just a second. All right, everybody. So here's how we're going to do this. We are going to be doing a third eye opening exercise. And I'm going to just read this. Okay. That's exactly where I've been having headaches, my forehead. Oh my gosh. Well, I think this is going to open up some of that for all of you. So let me find Archangel Uriel's. Let's see if she's in this one. Yeah, she should be in here. So opening up that third eye. Wow. This is exciting, guys. This is really exciting. I have been feeling the archangels around me again. I think we've talked about that. They, different guides do different things in your practice. So here we go. All right. So Uriel is showing up. This is a picture of them being masculine, but we all know. You have two? Oh, wow. Okay. Well, here we go. This is giving me. I'll tell you what I'm getting. Okay. So here we go. Archangel Uriel, come into harmony and balance. Use your power for peace. There's the card. Also, I third the headaches. Okay, well, good. Well, we're going to clean out. We're going to do some clearing because that's what they want me to do. We're going to do some clearing. Okay, let's get to the message. Okay. Interesting. So interesting. This is very interesting. Okay, are you guys ready? And then we'll do a little clearing. Archangel Uriel, an angel of peace, radiating a deep gold that holds infallible wisdom. I'll say, works on the ruby ray, which enables people to hold power with wisdom and communicate it to others. Okay. Her etheric retreat, if you've heard of this before, I haven't. I'll talk to you about it in a minute. Her etheric retreat is above the Tatra mountain in Poland, and they oversee Africa. So this is what they're giving me. Now, see, archangels, I don't limit them. I follow what they're telling me to do. So if someone says, oh, they're in the fourth chakra, well, okay, but they can do a lot of other things. They're archangels, so they're going to go where they're going to go. So I don't like to limit them. Okay. So this is saying here that they're in charge of the development of the solar plexus chakra, a huge psychic center. Okay. We do hear that. That was once programmed to keep people safe by watching out for danger. Okay, this is making sense. Hang on, it's coming in. Are you guys picking up what I'm putting down here? Ooh, hold on a minute. Okay. All right. I got to keep going. We talk right. Here we go. Wow. I got to read that again. That's getting me. This is like getting me. Okay, sorry. I digress. All right. He's in charge of the development of the solar plexus, a huge psychic center that was once programmed to keep people safe by watching out for danger. Okay, guys. He is now reprogramming it to seek out love and ancient wisdom. Okay, this is. Archangel Uriel envisions the freedom of happiness of humanity and works in, it says, I don't even know what this word is, indefatigably to dissolve anything that prevents this. If your aim is harmony and balance, he will help you to understand and release all that is outmoded within you. Okay, here's the guidance. And then I'm going to go with what I've got. Okay, choosing this card suggests, that you are ready to come into harmony and balance. Call on Archangel Uriel to help your inner wisdom emerge and guide you through any challenges or situations presented to you. You are reminded that when wisdom is your guide, the outcome will always be for the highest good, and you will feel totally safe and secure. Everybody got that? This card also suggests that it's time to be a peace ambassador, so examine situations from an enlightened perspective. This will enable your light to become peaceful and golden. Archangel Uriel commands a host of peace angels. Because of free will, they need humans to direct them, so send them to soothe people and situations everywhere. Okay, you can also send your golden peace light out into the universe. Okay, you guys know me because I'm going to have to look on one other reference just to make sure this is just one card we're pulling. So give me a second because I do have books on archangels, as you guys know. So let me get my other one. Hang on a second. Stick with me, guys. Stick with me. All right. My goodness. Okay. Now, yes, indefatigable means to keep working without getting tired. Yes, I don't think I've ever heard that word. I'm not joking. I don't think I've ever heard that word. And I like to think I've got a fairly good vocabulary. But thank you, Amber. Okay, good. All right, so let's get into this. Uriel. Okay, this is a little different. This is more of a book that's more about magic, okay, and doing angel magic. But we want to know about the powers of Uriel. Okay, that's on page 101. We just like to cross-reference our information. 101. All right. You guys ready? Oh, wow. Okay. You know me. I could be here for an hour. Randomly, I know the word from Monty Python. That's hilarious. It must be something used more by Brits. It must be something used by Brits because Diane, who created this, is British. So, yeah, Diana Cooper, she's British. Okay, here we go. Are you guys ready? So this is what it says when it comes to archangels of magic. This is different. I get to get different perspectives. Plus, I'm going to connect with their energy, and that's what I always go on. So it says Uriel will not bring inspiration to a creative project when it's first being spawned, but will help you to maintain and complete a creative project. Creativity in this sense can apply to anything from the arts to business, so long as creative work is the focus of the project. Uriel will help with willpower and focus. So here's a common theme you can see, because like Amber said, to keep working without getting tired. Do you see what I'm saying? And this here says Uriel will help with willpower and focus, but will also make the project flow more easily and seem easier to complete. Are you hearing me, people? Without compromising your standards. Okay, so let's talk about that. How many of you are on your path and sometimes feel, even if it's for personal reasons, that you're getting tired or you kind of want to sometimes just step back. So, what is powerful about working with angels is that they are the equalizer of beings. They can help bolster your energy. They can help you during your most challenging times with sustainability and strength and development. Do you see where we're going with this? So when we think about the archangels, the first thing is working with archangels. If you were newer on your spiritual path, is really easy, and they are meant to serve humanity. That's what they do. So it's different than maybe working with some of the gods and goddesses we work with, because that's more of a relationship and you're learning about their history, and you're probably going to be working with other sacred traditions and learning about offerings and an exchange, which personally we love. We do love that. However, when we're talking about really wanting to do some big work in our lives, working with the archangels can be highly effective. So we heard that, right? This also helps to improve courage in a specific area of your life, okay? Whether you find it easier to get on a plane, if you're frightened of flying, or wish to become better at socializing, talking in meetings or in public, or taking risks in your creative or business life, Uriel can bring the courage you seek. The more specific the result, the better the result. With this particular, this is ritual, so we're not asking you guys to do ritual, but I do that. So more to come about that if you're interested in those types of things. If you have many fears, tackle them one at a time, leaving about a week between rituals. This is different. These are, this is what we like to say in no uncertain terms, magic. So working with them in that way, which is certainly not necessary, but some people understand it. Okay, here are the other categories for Uriel, and then I'm going to get the channeled message. To project love. Okay. Interesting. To understand essential knowledge. To make somebody know you have been hurt. It's a little bit of that. And to weather a storm. So here's what I'm really feeling from what I've drawn from the different resources we've just tapped into for Uriel. And then I'll tell you what I'm getting. So what it seems like to me is that in this case, Uriel is really coming forward to, first of all, in this sense, give us a sense of oomph, or like that extra power we need in order to go through the different challenges we might have going on in our personal lives, but also on our spiritual path. And so sometimes, how sometimes we call on our ancestors, sometimes we call on our spirit guides, and then sometimes we call on the archangels. And it just depends on where you are and what you need. And the kind of bigger energy of the archangels can be great during very big, challenging times, when you're in transition, which I suspect quite a few of you are. So let's get down to their message for us, because that's where I feel like we're going. And I'm going to probably pull some tarot because I'm feeling that. So we'll just see what deck they want me to use. So let me just tune in. So this has been happening. This is what I'm hearing. So this is what Uriel is telling me. So just take it if it resonates. So what I'm hearing is brace yourself, because big changes are coming. They're already happening in the world around you, but now it is really about you changing what's within you and removing those things that are literally in your eye, and so that you can see clearly, and so that you can get more of a long-term vision of where you're going, but also so that you won't fall into the trap of feeling confused about decision making and feeling as though you need to take a big break every now and then. It's going to give you more sustainability and endurance and levity. So, and it feels a lot to me like a muscle. That's the energy I'm feeling here from them. I'm also really hearing that this is like a gateway and an opening on your spiritual path to bring more clarity so that you'll know what's coming up more down the road. And part of that is knowing what's coming up down the road will be you being able to make bigger decisions in your life and take more risks. But also, if you do this work professionally, I think you might be getting more insight and knowledge when you're working with people in order to help them make clear decisions, if that makes sense. I also wanted to say, if those of you, if you are on Facebook watching us, welcome. The one bummer about this is that I can't see anyone's comments on Facebook. So if you did want to come in and so I can see your comments and also come in because we're going to be pulling cards soon for everybody, then you've got to switch over to follow me on YouTube. Okay. And the link, if you're watching me, should be there in my profile. So we'd love to have you come join us. We are here enjoying ourselves. So, all right. Now, I think I want to do a little sweeping energy. I'm so glad that resonates. That makes me so happy. I'm happy to hear that. So I think what we're going to do you guys remember last week we did the violet flame? I think we did the violet flame last week, didn't we? I think we did. So I feel like I want us to do something for the third eye right now. Who's up for it? Good. Okay, everybody. So here's what I'm going to do. This is what I have Kristen and our friend Sarah here too, watching TV. I'm on TV. Hello, YouTube family. What are we eating? What are we having for dinner tonight? Hello. What are we having for dinner tonight? Are we having pizza Friday night? Pizza? I love when people watch me on TV. I love that. That's so much fun. Yay. My husband probably could be watching me downstairs because we get YouTube on there too, but he's probably watching, what's that British show he watches all the time? I'm trying to remember. It's the guys who drive the car. You know who I'm talking about. I always watch you on my TV. I love it. I'm on television. Okay, cool. Haven't ordered a thing yet, but we may have both had some gummies. I'm not telling anybody then. You do you. Goodness sakes, I'm loving it. I love that. You guys crack me up. Okay, here's what I'm going to teach you. This is what I teach my students. So if you come and train with me, by the way, to do psychic development or mediumship development, one of the things, Top Gear, you gave me the answer. Thank you so much, Emma. Yes, that's my husband's show, Top Gear. He loves Top Gear. Jen, I know, right? We got to do it. So Top Gear loves that. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to do a technique that I teach my students. So if you ever decide you want to come train with me, I have something starting in October, just to let everybody know. I know, Jennifer. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. This is a really easy one you can do if any of your chakras are feeling blocked and you can't feel like you can't see or sense or feel, or even you could have a physical thing. Here's what I want you to do. It's very simple. And I'm going to ask Uriel to help us with this. Okay. So close your eyes just for a moment, whether you're watching this on the replay or not, and imagine that you have a beautiful grounding cord that goes like a root from the base of your spine down through the layers of the earth. Oh, this is a good one. I can feel it. And then it just naturally finds the very center of the earth. That's where Mother Gaia's energy is. And it just clicks on, just like a magnet, easily. So if you're ever feeling ungrounded, you can just do that exercise. And then you can imagine, even if you can't see it or not, wow, amazing. Even if you can't see this or not, that you are grounded and centered. And your whole chakra system, your whole auric field, every part of you is grounded and centered. And now, and you can also do this with any of your chakras, I want you to imagine, whether you see it or not, that you have a beautiful red rose out in front of you, about 2 or 3 feet in front of you. Ooh, I can already feel my third eye going. And I want you to imagine that this is also a grounded rose that has deep roots that go all the way down to the center of the earth. Oh And then what we're going to do without force, because energy knows and it will flow where your intention goes. I just want you to imagine that any of the blocks, beliefs, systems of energy, past life energy, anything that might be there in the third eye is just going to gently, gently be removed. It's going to float right out like a vacuum. That rose acts like a vacuum. And you might also feel your other chakras also be able to start shifting and releasing energy at the same time. Very efficient. Beautiful. All right. And that might take a few moments, but once it feels complete, I want you to imagine the rose is blowing up. And it is now being neutralized. And what's going to happen is above your head, there's a beautiful golden sun. It's full of clarity, insight, understanding, wisdom, and guidance. And also it's filled with courage to be able to go through the changes that you're currently going through, feeling a sense of integration and wellness, and also a sense of peace and prosperity. And then you can just relax and breathe through. Right? So good. I love that. Ooh, okay. Let us get to a reading. Let's do this reading. This will be from Archangel Uriel. I find it's really fascinating that the goddesses, are sort of saying, hey, we are part of a greater family. We are not on our own and separate. We are also connected to the divine masculine. We are connected to the angel realm. We are connected to, we are connected to plants, animals, right? Amazing. Wasn't that beautiful? All right. Now let's just see what the message is from them. Yay. I'm so glad you guys enjoyed that. I enjoyed that. That clearing was so good. Okay. Let's just see where they want us to go with the messages. I feel like this is more oracle. So let's go into the oracles because that just feels right. I know it's this. Okay. So let's see. What's our message? Okay. Yep. All right. Here we go. Let's just bring one. I'm so glad all you guys enjoyed that. The rose technique is something I learned 35 years ago, believe it or not. Roses were always the symbol that my teacher taught us. So we use them to protect, clear, defend, transmute, everything. So you can use them all the time. And so you can just imagine you have roses all around your aura. So we're not so much worried about, we have to feel, you kept yawning. We're not so much worried about, we have to feel protected because we have strong energy, right? We have very strong energy, but we do like to keep our energy field clean so we can work effectively and be, not take on other people's energy, mainly so we can stay clear, right? All right, let's just see what these messages are all about. All right. I just have to show the owl right there. An owl is a symbol I asked my spirit guides to show me this week, and they have literally been raining owls all over me. You always buy yourself roses. That is beautiful. I love that. Ooh, I love that you have rose. You guys a rose is one of the most amazing symbols, isn't it? Amazing symbols. So while I'm shuffling, I'll tell you, I love owls. Me too. I have this, I asked my guides, it was one of those weeks, as I was mentioning for me. And earlier in the week, I said to my guides, you know what? I really need a sign. I would need a really signy sign. I need to be able to see something super clear, if you don't mind. And it's just because I'm in that place. I'm having a human experience, and I really need you to show me And can you please show me an owl? Now, I don't want an owl like a fake owl. I don't want a stuffed animal owl. I want a real owl. Okay, so because I just needed it. And it's okay that you need it sometimes. Okay. It's okay that you ask for these things because you're human and you're in this life experience. It's okay. But I will say something interesting to you that I need it because I like to tell you guys really, really what I need. So you feel comfortable when you're having your moments. So the other night I was really tired. My back was bugging me but we have to walk our dog every night to go out. So I said to my husband, can you take out the dog? I don't feel like it. And he was like, oh, just come with me. It'll be good for you. And I went, okay, begrudgingly. But I went out and I swear I got the best present. So I walked down the street. Some of you guys know I live in the hills, right? Lots of trees. And I heard this just as loud as you can imagine. Hoo, 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 so loud. And you heard nothing else but that owl. And I kept walking up the street a little further. And that owl got woo, woo, like so loud. I kept waiting for it to stop. It never did. And I said to my husband, I just want you to know, I asked my spirit guides for a sign. Do you know what the sign was? He goes, no. And I was like, okay, good. You've been with me long enough to know. So we got all the way to the end of my street and the owl was in a tree at the end of the street. So loud. There was nothing else. And guys, I don't hear owls all the time in my neighborhood. I really do not. I think maybe once a year. So it was a beautiful moment. I just had to share. So if you ever need it, please ask. Yeah, it was really special. And that's what I was saying. The things I want to share with everybody, I want you to know it is so normal to be human and you have to get these things. So here's what we're getting. First of all, if any of you guys have your number is 33 or 333, that's right here. It's a little hard to see. 33. I know, right? Exactly. My husband, like deeper voice. Exactly. Oh, it's your spirit guides, right? Yeah. Okay. So I want you to notice with this fox, though, those large ears wide open. And what's really feeling true for me with this card and with Uriel's message is to open up and to perceive energy, to be able to read energy, to be able to look at things from this perspective of using your psychic abilities. Recently I heard another medium who, I'm definitely not in any way, I'm not bashing anyone else with what they're doing. I just saying it's a difference of opinion. So I heard her on her live stream and someone said, oh, can you tell me what's going to go on with this part of my life? She said, I don't do future readings. And here's what I said to myself. If you have the word psychic in your title, you're a seer. People are asking you to see, to tell what you see. And so why are we saying we're not going to do that if we're not going to see it? Now, yes, you have the caveat of saying things can change. Energy is this, but people are looking for clarity. And let's not be afraid to get clarity in our own lives. And do you see what I'm saying? So when we open up, we say, what do we see down the line? Well, we should be empowered by that, not shut down or think we can't see it because we can see it. The likelihood. Okay. Ears wide open. So that means opening up. 3 is a number. Whoop. Sorry. I don't know what happened. 3 is a number also of growth and expansion, right? So we have that expansion. We have the growth, right? Thinking about that. We also have the call of the muse here. The number is 31, also equaling 4. So this is beautiful because I feel like that's that creative energy coming forward, which is also found in the number 3 because that's a creative number. So using all that, and that is also an expansive energy for me. Then we also have opening to discover. Something I just noticed. Now this deck has like 55 cards in it, but I pulled all of these cards are in order. And I shuffle these all the time. I just realized that. I love those cards, don't you? Because we also get quieting the mind. But notice I just realized something. These are all in order. Oh my God. 31, 32, 33, 34. I don't know. I mean, I shuffled the heck out of my cards, so this is not a new deck. So anyway, there's that. That has not happened. I mean, I just feel like everything's a synchronicity at this point. So we're really getting that clearing all the threes in order. So we're really getting an opening up that third eye, but opening up also your perception, seeing what you get. What do you receive? Right? No such thing as coincidence. That is so surely true. Okay, so we want to say goodbye to Odin, because Odin was an amazing host this week and he was wonderful. I just feel like I want to spend more time with him anyway. He's so special and I want to thank him so much for that. Okay. All right, friends, let's move on to what we have next. Next, we're doing an Akashic Records message. This is exciting. I have been, okay, quick story. If anybody wants to also say anything, just let me know. So this week has been a week of major expansion for so many people, not just this week, but this whole month. Let's be honest. And for me in particular, I am feeling like, help me get focused, because this is usually around the time when I start planning for 2026, the year ahead. And I start going into the fall. I start going, okay, what's for next year? So with that, I've been feeling like I just want to feel clear on the direction of where I'm going. And I've been feeling like I've been pulled to, my aura is too expanded, and I want to be able to really focus. That's what's really going to be helpful, right? That's the thing. We all learn these things, right? So I had said I felt a guide coming in, and I knew that which was such a relief to me. The reason being is because all the help I can get, I'm here for it. I need it from my guides. And I was like, can someone please help be a manager for me? Because I'm at that point. I work with so many guides. I help facilitate other people's guides. I have a lot of different things going on in the different things I'm doing. And I just need to focus. Help me so I can help my people. So then I got this new guide, right? And he said, I'm going to be working with you in the Akashic Records. I'm going to be helping you focus. I'm going to be helping you streamline all the things you're doing and get as clear as possible. So I just want to say this kind of comes along with that, because this is what the divine masculine should be. The divine masculine should be helping you take action in support of your psychic, spiritual, intuitive, divine mother self. They should be working in coordination with each other. So as you guys are learning about all these things, remember, when you have different guides show up for you, or ancestors, because I'm actually not quite sure. This could be an ancestor for me too. I think he might be an ancestor. Hang on. So it was pretty incredible. And I'm very excited to work with him because his energy is super clear. Okay. All right. So here's what we're going to do, something special, since we have a nice number of people here. I'm going to pull cards for you guys, but these are going to be Akashic Records messages specifically. All right. So stay tuned and we get to do this. All right. So, and if you want more of an in-depth reading, you can see the information below, which is that you can, if the readings are just going to be 35, if you're interested, and this could be at any time. If you're watching this at a different time, you can certainly come back and, say, hey, next Friday, can you do a reading for me? And I'd say, sure, just leave it in the notes. So I'm going to grab all my Rebecca Campbell decks. She's calling my name, love her. Okay. So we're going to be pulling messages from the Akashic Records. And now I'm going to make a big mess here, which is going to, eventually clean up. I'm going to look at all your energy. This is like a preview for those people who think, oh, I want to get a reading sometime, right? But these will be messages you need to hear from the Akashic Records. Okay. So let's see what we got. Let me pull them all. Okay. These are going to be channeled messages. What do you need to hear? So you don't need to give me your question. I'm just going to look at your energy and see what you need. Again, I'm going to be using my third eye. Practice what I preach. Right? All right, let's get this. Make sure I can't quite see behind my computer, so we'll see what we're getting. Micah, where you been? We missed you. And all those two that I owe decks to, listen, I apologize. You guys who've been waiting so long for me to send you your decks, you're going to get double decks. Double decker. Okay, so I'm going to just go through each person. We are doing a channeled message for each of you from the Akashic Records. I'm going to set my space up, and then I'm going to just go through. If you do want a reading, you just have to put your first name. Okay, and I'll just go in order since we have a nice number here. This is for the Akashic. Again, what we're doing tonight, this is where we are. We've already had our channeled messages from the divine. Essentially, this time it was Archangel Uriel, which came in the form of feminine, even though they're pretty genderless. We got a beautiful message about opening our third eye and also about stability. Okay, I see you guys. Good, good, good. Jennifer, Kristen, Emma. Okay, good. I see you guys. All right, let's tap into everyone's energy. Let's start with Jennifer. I'll put your names up on the board, and then that will help me sort of know who's who. Okay. All right. I'm going to see what deck they want me to do. I'm just going to tap into the Akashic Records in general, and then we're going to get started. Okay, guys. And if you're just joining us, please be sure to say hello, and I can do a reading for you. The other thing I want to let you know is that if you, are a person who would like to get a more in-depth reading, right down here on the sticker tape, you can kind of see how that could happen. Typically during my live streams, I don't always do readings for everybody, but they're very quick and short. This guarantees you, if you want me to look at a topic, an area of your life, it's pretty simple. You can do it for next time, right? And you just go through and go through the PayPal process. You write for me your name and then what your question is. And then if you want to keep it more anonymous, you can just say what letters or what name you want to use. And all of that will be time-stamped in every single session so that you'll know at what point your reading is. It's not, you don't have to go through the whole hour and a half of readings of like, oh my God, I've been here for 4 hours. Okay, let's get to the readings now. Let's see what Jennifer, I'm going to say my prayer. I'll be right back. All right, so I'm already getting which deck I'm going to use. So I'm going to be using the Starseed Oracle for you, Jennifer. So we'll start with you and just see what the message is. So what I'm hearing for you right away is that you're broadening your horizons. That's what I'm hearing, broadening your horizons. You're taking a different path. You are opening up your arms. They're outstretched and giving yourself more room than you ever have. This is like a grand, big start for you. That's what I'm hearing. And it's a new day and a new time for you. Now, 2 things I want you to recognize as this is going on. We have lost land, soul memories, and gifts. You've done this before. Then we have the, let me just go into this setting. Then we have Messenger, Sirius energy from the planet Sirius, bringing harmony and balance. So you'll notice in both of these cards, again, you're expanding. This is obviously, these are full of light. This is much more connected in with what we say is that energy of probably when you were a star being, and you weren't on the earth in an incarnation. And so it feels to me like you're channeling this part of yourself, which you know to be beyond time and space. part of you that's immortal as a soul. And this is part of what is helping you anchor in this new identity, this new frequency, this new beginning into your life, so that you don't get caught up in fear. And so that you feel a sense of freedom and expansion, and that you don't feel like you're trapped. So this is a big part of what I see going on for you. And you're really calling on that soul memory. Often you'll see that when you go into the Akashic records. Okay. So that's what I have for you. Let me know if that made sense. Hopefully so. And thank you for letting me read you. Okay. Let me tap into Kristen's energy. Hang on a second. Okay. They want me to go into the water deck, which are the sacred healing waters. Beautiful. So one thing I'm seeing for you, Kristen, is that you are looking into what we call is my life purpose. What am I here to do? And I do see you shedding also quite a lot of layers in your aura. And I'm hearing also new start, getting a new start. So it feels to me like, not necessarily like, oh, I'm going to change my career or anything, but I am looking at life in such a different way that the things I would even be interested in or investing my time in are changing. And it feels like there's just this level of, I think, remembering who you are is what I'm noticing. And also, I do feel like I'm getting this image of you connecting in on a deeper level when it comes to your, maybe this is happening to your meditations or you're becoming more aware, but I definitely feel like your connection with different guides is expanding you. I feel a lot on your left side, and it feels like it's like a battery pack. It's like an energy battery pack next to your consciousness, which is helping grow your consciousness, which is quite interesting. Okay, these are beautiful cards. We have the well maidens, kindness, respect, reverence, and compassion. You'll notice within this beautiful circle, this is a portal. A portal for a new energy of going through. So this is also representing you as a person and how you hold space for others and yourself, just in that sense of that sacred feminine, just being very unjudgmental, very compassionate, very understanding, and allowing people as they go through their transitions. It does you realize it supports you as well. Beautiful. And then we're getting this beautiful card. I've pulled this before. This, I think, is a French word. It's called oncole, healer, seer, priestess, soul purpose. This just sort of speaks to who you are, your energy. Is that why your shoulder hurts? That could be. Is it your left shoulder? Let me know a little more information about that. So this is you kind of, again, stepping into that role. I do tend to think it's like sacred feminine role, although you can be self-initiated and just live more in alignment with those principles. Yeah, it is on your left shoulder. Maybe so. Maybe so. I mean, usually what happens with those things is if you have any discomfort, if it's mundane, that's another thing. If it's more spiritual, it can be something you're releasing. And if it's the left side of your body is the masculine, so you could very well be releasing something and opening up. That could very well be happening. I hope that made sense to you. All right, let's continue with Emma. All right, I am getting for you the stones, which is so beautiful. Okay. The stone deck. I'm hearing the words for you. This is very interesting. This is the words I'm hearing. Absence makes the heart grow fonder. Absence makes the heart grow fonder. That's the first thing I just heard. See what that's about. I do feel like you're doing some stretching when it comes to relationships. I think you're learning to put yourself in relationships. This is romantic relationships in a higher place, and to really be open, just making sure to attract someone that you feel completely in alignment with and that you feel like is a very healthy partnership. That's why the earth energy is coming forward. The stone is really connected to earth energy. Okay. So let's talk about it. We have ancestral messages, connection, belonging, asking for help. This is very much like sacred, divine, feminine, ancestral energy coming forth, watching over you, protection. But also this is really connected in with you, like as a mother, a parent, and lots of guardianship around you. The next card that's coming out is the returning card, the spiral journey. This is definitely divine feminine, which I know you're on that path. Growth, renewal, heal. You'll also notice here, this is the labyrinth. And then we have the archway, which is really highly significant. 2 arches, which represent going through portals, as well as transitions and really creating a strong structure in your spiritual path. So you have a lot of great things coming on. I really also, like I said, feel tremendously that you are escaping an old framework for relationships. I think that's something you're really working on. Oh my God, that was in your head 10 minutes ago with the romantic stuff. Really? That actual sentence? Doesn't surprise me. I'm so excited for you. Amazing. I'm glad that resonated, Kristen. That makes me so happy. Thank you so much too, Jennifer. I'm glad that worked. Makes me happy. Okay, let's continue. This is going so well. All right, next we have Miss Amy. Let's see what's coming through for Amy. I'm definitely getting the Rose Oracle for Amy. Welcome in if you're just joining us. We are doing complimentary Oracle card Akashic Records readings for our subscribers. Thank you guys all for being subscribers. I would also like to let you guys know I have some really fun things coming this fall for offers, so please be sure to check those out, both for memberships, mentorships, classes, things of that nature. So if you're not already signed up, you subscribe to the channel, amazing, but make sure you sign up for my email list so you're staying up to date. Okay, here we go, my dear. Healing is happening. You're not broken. Trust the process. It is safe to soften. That's pretty special. Next, we have the child within, inner mother, innocence, gentleness, tenderness. That is so beautiful. So for me, this is a lot about, I feel like you've done a lot of healing work on yourself. This is just showing. And for me, this is you being a parent to yourself, your inner child, your inner teenager, as well as yourself. And knowing that you're just at this point on your journey that you're holding sacred space for yourself. It feels a lot like heart chakra healing for me, really deep, beautiful, rich healing. It's bigger than the romantic stuff. It's really just life in general, putting you in a place of just clarity and divinity on your path. Just amazing. So I love that so much for you. Thank you also for letting me read for you. So a couple of things I also want to say, everyone that's here, I'm so grateful you're here. And thank you for staying for this whole live. The other thing I would love to say, just for me, YouTube, as you guys know, for me is actually my favorite social media platform. It's more than that. It's an educational platform for me. So it really helps me and the channel tremendously. I know you guys are all subscribed, and I appreciate that. And if you could be so kind this week to just watch one of my videos all the way through, like and comment. This helps the health of my channel and helps it grow. And my idea eventually is I'll be able to really have this be a big, foundational part of my work that people can come and get free readings, really good education, and then people have a way of finding me on the internet in a way that's simple and easy, and I can support all of you. So that would help me so much. Thank you. All right, Carrie. What do we want to do for Carrie? Oh, okay. This is they made me bring out this one. Remember your light. Remember your light. This is a good one. By the way, I'm just going to say I'm a fangirl, of Rebecca Campbell. She's also a Rose priestess. By the way, she's a priestess, and she's coming out with one of the most beautiful decks this fall. I've already pre-ordered it. It's coming out around my birthday in September, and it is an altar. They're altar cards that you can put on your altar. Okay, here we go. It's for Carrie. Ooh. Ooh. Of course, she wrote this. Guess what I got? Sisterhood of the Rose, Beauty and Devotion, Priestess, Mystic, Teacher. Welcome. Also, just to know on here, we have Kuan Yin. Also, we probably have Inanna. And I'm not sure who this center goddess is, but just to I've got that for you. So this definitely looks like the phase you're in right now, Carrie. Walking through your aligned archways for your spiritual path. So beautiful. Also, this is interesting, and I don't say this too lightly, but I'm feeling a lot of Atlantis energy around you. Take it as you will, but I do feel that. So this could be past life, soul memory, things that are coming back to you, soul gifts. This says, Imrama, where are you being called to journey to? So this is likely that something that's coming up this fall for you, Carrie, that makes you feel like I want to explore something to do with my spiritual path, my spirituality. That's what I got for you. Let me know in the comments if that makes sense to you, Carrie. You're welcome. Oh, that's sweet. I'm just reading everyone's comments. That was Amy's. Oh my God, yes. I've been wanting to love me. That's so sweet, Amy. I love that for you. Yes, I'm so glad that makes sense, Carrie. Amazing. Yay. Good. All right, let us continue. All right, let's get to Michael's reading. Thank you for being here, Michael. I'm going to do Michael. I want to say, Michael, you're a Pisces, so I'm feeling the water for you. Today, that's what's calling me. Going into your psychic abilities. You don't need much help with those, but we'll look at what's going on here. One of the things I'm hearing for you, Michael, is the word patience and gentleness. Patience and gentleness to yourself and your journey. I also feel like you've been getting some insight. I don't think this happens necessarily just during meditations, but I think that that's been coming through some new downloads, some recognition on a spirit level also too. This is sort of like, there is definitely, I feel like you're being trained for something. That's what I'm hearing. And there's a shift. Ooh, I love this. So I'm glad we pulled this because we got a divine masculine here. King tide, plenty, prosperity, receiving the fullness of life. Look at the masculine in the center of that. Beautiful for you. Also, we have this cleansing, releasing the old, energetic tune-up, new beginnings. That is really special too. Magical. I am hearing the words. I feel like I'm just kind of going to be calling people out. There is a need for you to do a little bit of cleansing in your upper chakras. That's what I'm hearing because I feel like I'm getting a little bit of static around you. Just a little bit. So have a think about that. Just a little bit around the upper chakras. So let me know if that makes sense. All right, let's continue. All right, let's get to Miss Amber. A lot of information lately, Michael's saying. Yeah, I bet. All right. You're very, very welcome. You're so welcome. All right, let's continue. All right, let's get to Amber. All right, Amber. I think I'm going to go with the star seed as well. Let's see what we're getting for you. So something that's coming through for you right now, my friend, is that this new like energy of gentleness towards yourself. Just when you start to think, you start to act maybe how you've done in the past in different situations, it has a lot to do with how you would respond, like, oh, I just have to get this thing done, or I guess I have to approach it this way. I feel like there's a change literally internally of how you are responding to things. So it's almost like the download is really coming from within, and it's making you turn a corner, and where you might have before gone to the left, now you're going to the right. This is like a big change internally in your energy field. I think it's a lot to do with all the work with the divine feminine that you're doing right now and balancing out. And also the other thing I'm hearing here, hello, Golden Rose. Nice to meet you. I also am something that I'm really noticing here for you is this. Yes. So I've been changing a lot, especially how you respond to work. Amazing. Amazing. Love that for you so much. One sec, guys. I'm going to switch my microphone because I have to plug in my, I only have so many plugs. Hang on, friends. Good. Okay. Everybody good? I'll still probably talk into this, but yeah. So the thing I'm really getting is that there's this deep internal flow of energy that is shifting for you, which is, it's very light. It's like you're much lighter than anything you've ever, this is a lighter time than anything you've ever done. And so it just feels like, ooh, this is me. This is more me than anything that's ever been here. That's such a beautiful energy. Love it. Okay, we're going to continue here. Thank you all for being here. And thank you to everybody new. If you are new, we're so excited you're here. Thank you for being here. The only thing we do in exchange for reading, being read, is just to, if you could please be sure to subscribe to the channel and then support by watching videos and interacting with posts. That really helps my channel so much. So I really appreciate it. And I appreciate all you being here. So thank you. Okay, Elizabeth is definitely going to be pulling from the roses, the Rose Oracle today. That's what we're doing. We're doing all Rebecca Campbell all day long. Here we go. Thanks everyone for being here. So nice to have all of you. Love all the weekly support. And if you're new to my channel, just know that I go live every Friday at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. There are occasions I don't. Next week is one of those occasions. The reason is I'm going out of town to do an in-person mediumship event. So that means I'm going to be channeling message from people's loved ones in a demonstration. So if you live near Indiana and you know what Camp Chesterfield is, it's a spiritualist community. And so I'll be there in person. Okay, otherwise I'll be back here. If you ever do want to get a guaranteed live reading during this live stream, you can simply just PayPal me right here to this information, put your question in the notes. Your reading will be done during the live stream. Everything is time-stamped. If you don't want to use your name, you can always use your initials or another name and just let me know what that is. And then I will put it in a timestamp and you will know. I'll reach out to you. Okay. All right. This is for Elizabeth. Ready? Healing the mother line. Healing ancestral work, mother line, growing up. I want to say the message I'm hearing for you, Elizabeth, is that the wait is over. The wait is over. Now is your time. I am hearing that. And look at this, the Holy Grail. Stop the endless searching, inner quest. That's powerful. Notice all that red rose, which is coming out of her abdomen. That's just her third chakra. So that's her power center. Pretty special. That's a beautiful reading. You're definitely, I'm hearing, starting to come into your own. That's the message that's coming through, Elizabeth. I hope that makes sense for you. All right. Oh, no, I didn't forget you. Don't worry. I didn't forget you. You're still here. Right there. See, we went like this. Bam, 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 bam. There you are. There you are. Still here. Okay. All right. In order. Okay, let's see what deck is calling us for our friend. Okay, I am feeling the water deck with you, Sheree. Definitely the water deck for you today. Let's see what the message is from Spirit. Let's see what we got. All right. Now, I just want to also remind you guys that a couple things. If you are interested, I'm doing an 8-week women's sacred circle class that's starting in about 3 or 4 weeks. Definitely want you to check it out. It's going to be really deeply healing, especially if you are considering yourself on your spiritual path and you want to get some deep work done and some profound life-changing work done. That is going to be the circle for you. We're going to be moving through, going through really a lot of different layers of healing for you in your chakra system, in your awareness with your abilities, and getting you on the path which will deepen your spiritual practice within your daily life. It's going to be really profound. Okay, here we go. This is for Sheree. We have Mother of the Salt Waters, passion, wild love, open your heart, let love in. You know what's interesting about this? Look at the face within the water. I also feel like when I'm hearing the word salt is a purifying, as you know, purifying agent. And so right now it feels to me like you're opening up your heart chakra quite a bit and really looking deeply at, okay, what can I let go of? What am I holding on to? What is not serving me? Okay. Then the second card we have is the wishing well, unexpected gifts, kindness, karmic jewels. So this is just the benefit of doing work on yourself, which I know you are, is that your gifts are activated and you're feeling even more in alignment with who you are and your abilities, which is really, really exciting. So let me know if that made sense. Okay, got you. Didn't forget about you. Hey, I got you. I always go in line and in order. Okay, last one of the night. Sarah, welcome. Okay, let's see. All we need to do is open your energy and let's see who's coming forward. I am feeling for you the Star Seed Oracle, so let's work with that. Let's work with that. Okay. So I'm going to start tapping into your energy and seeing what I'm getting. Okay. Yeah, me too. Me too. So usually when I'm tapping in, Sarah, I don't know if I've read you before, but the thing that I'm hearing for you is that there's a lot going on in your aura and your energy field right now. And you're getting a lot of messages. So let me just sit with your guides and see what they're telling me. You're doing a lot of very deep work very quickly. So what this looks like in your energy is that there's literally like a skipping ahead. And you're doing a lot of like crossing your I's. Yeah, you have a lot going on. It feels like it's amazing. You're dotting your I's, you're crossing your T's. This is very much like going in and out of an obstacle course for you when it comes to your spiritual growth and development. So there's a ton going on. So let's see what the cards are. Your life is a canvas, artist, manifestation, creative accountability. This just feels like you're hitting this part right now in your life which is that you're opening up your energy and that you're imagining like what's coming up. And so it's moving fast. You've just gotten to that place on your journey where you've let a lot of things go and now it's speeding up. So at any time, if you need to, if it's so much going on, make sure that you ground yourself. You can always ask your guides to kind of slow things down a little bit, and to take your time. Looks amazing. All right. The next is that we're seeing this. This is so beautiful. You're getting called, soul gifts and training. It's time to step up. So for me, it does feel like, I don't know if you're someone who's already on your path very deeply, or if you are working on a soul level, you do this work, but it feels like you're being trained right now for quite a lot. And that it feels like it's part of your ancestry. That's what I'm getting. They're really coming through very strongly. So this is a really special time. So just make sure you keep in mind just self-care. Okay. Thank you so much. Okay, guys, we are now on to the very last part of our session tonight. So I just want to give all of this to you. Here's where we are. Okay, let me know in the comments if those readings resonated. Thank you for being here. So here we have the last message of the night is the ancestor message, okay? So I'm going to just tap into their energy. Absolutely, absolutely. I love also your username, Golden Rose. That's really special. Okay. So we're going to be doing our ancestor message now. This is the final part of our evening, which I always love doing. And so the ancestor message is really, sometimes it can be a mediumship reading where a spirit comes through for one person. But often we get a collective message because usually we never know how many people are going to be here. So, and the collective message is just calling forth our ancestors and seeing if that is, making sense. I'm sorry if you already said, who is that beautiful woman on your card? Is there anyone specific? You know what? This is Bridget. That's Bridget, the Irish goddess. Do you remember we had her? We worked with her last February. She's connected in with Imbil. I think that's who you mean. That's who it is. At least that's who I think it is. Okay, so Bridget, I know. So let me do the ancestor message. Now, with the ancestor message, I usually have 2 decks I work with. So in other words, sometimes we get one person's ancestor coming through. I don't think we're going to get that today because of time, and sometimes they work with time. Let me just see what I'm getting here, so hold tight. You do have a connection with her. I love that you do. Yes, yes, yes. I love that you have a nice connection with her. We love Bridget. Are you also Irish? I don't know if you are. I know you might be a German descent, but I wasn't sure if you were Irish. You don't have to be Irish to work with her, as we know. Okay, so now we are using our ancestor deck, and which is the Unfinished Business deck by MJ Cullinan. This is a really great ancestor deck. Mostly German, but some Irish, yeah. Okay, here we go. Let's see what the message is from the ancestors. What do they want us to know? We just tune into their energy, see what we're getting. Thank you so much for coming forward and giving us clarity and light and information and guidance. What do we need to know? And we'll pull a few cards for the ancestors and see what they want us to know for this week. What's our message? And I'm going to close my eyes and just kind of tune in to see what they're giving me. Because I can hear them talking. So it's a collective again. Just a second. So the thing I'm hearing the ancestors saying this week is that do not tether or ground yourself to things that are not truly meant for you, or center yourself from things that you don't find to be authentic. Now really is a time for you to listen to your own words of advice, to really listen to your heart, and to follow that wisdom and the path that comes forward because of that. So now is a time to really invest in self and invest in understanding how you really feel, what you want in your life, and what makes you happy. Do not tether yourself to things that do not deserve your time or energy. That's what I'm hearing. That's what. So let's look. Ooh, Hecate is coming out. The Hermit card is coming out. Seven of Pentacles is coming out, and the Eight of Pentacles. Hello. So already we have Hecate coming out. This is her card specifically. And in this deck, that is definitely her card. You'll notice here she has a stopwatch. Just a little bit about Hecate. First of all, we talk a lot about her. I talk about a fair amount about her because I am a devotee of Hecate. She's the primary goddess I work with. Love her, but she also works a lot with mediums and people because of when people cross over. She's known as a Chthonic goddess or Titan in Hellenic polytheism, but also in the Greek religion. We'll say religion. That's actually not correct. In Hellenic polytheism, I should say. So she's really talking about, in this case, yes, we're looking at death card is not death. It means transition. It means moving from one place to the next. And Hecate is the goddess of the crossroads. So she helps us with transitions. So she's saying, do not tether yourself, your ancestors to things that you thought that you used to invest in, that you thought were true for you, but actually are not. So she's saying, just keep your head very clear. Again, this is also ancestor message. So, because Hecate is very closely linked to our ancestors. That's something I've heard. Sorry, guys. Sorry, that was my child trying to call me. Speaking of ancestors, that was my daughter. Sorry about that. So the next card we have here is the Hermit card. Guess what season we're just starting? Can anybody tell me? We are in Virgo season. So that's perfect because we have the card and we have the new moon tomorrow night in Virgo. So your ancestors are really talking about, this is a really good time for self-reflection and figuring out what it is you need, you want, you desire, and where you want to invest your energy. So this is a perfect time if you do any intention setting around the new moon or any spell work around the new moon, knowing that you're authentically spending some quiet time, maybe tonight or tomorrow, figuring out what it is you really want. And before you put that out ahead of you. So that's really coming through. The next two cards, which I think are very interesting to finish out this ancestor reading, are the Eight of Pentacles and the Seven of Pentacles in that succession. Notably, they are both in reverse. So that means that we need to invest a little and take some time and understand what that means for us. Why are they in the reverse? The Seven of Pentacles has to do with working at something, investing in something, but also being able to figure out what works for you and what doesn't. Again, this goes back to the ancestor message initially, which is to say that, they really want you to ground yourself into things that you authentically want to invest in, which is in yourself. So you want to make sure you really know yourself. Do some journaling about it. Figure out, what is it that I want to put my time towards? You don't just want to go unconscious and take things like jobs or friendships or decisions that you're making, just thinking, going on automatic pilot. This is when we want to take some more time to investigate. Finally, Eight of Pentacles, also in reverse, is telling you there's a succession here. We have a lot of the cards we have pulled tonight have been series and succession. You'll notice earlier on we had 31, 32, 33, 34. Now we have 7 and 8. Okay, that's really important to note that and to know that in order to move forward with what you want, your ancestors will try and put some, throw some wrenches in your plans. If you're doing something that is not in connection with who you really are, with what you really want, with what's for your highest good, and you're asking, please help me figure out what's for my highest good, they're going to put a wrench in your plans. So if some of your plans are not working out, know that that is not a no. There's nothing wrong there. There's just we need to rethink this. Am I really doing something that I want and I want to invest in? Okay. Very good readings tonight, everybody. I love that. So if you enjoyed this, first of all, thank you for being here. And it would mean the world to me if you're watching this on the replay, if you could comment, subscribe, and then share this with a friend. And as always, I have such a pleasure being able to be here on YouTube doing readings for you. If you want to be guaranteed a reading, of course, you can always look at my private readings, which are listed in clearly on the page, even on this post. This live will also be time-stamped. Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed that. I'm so happy. I love that message too. I think that was amazing. And I treasure you all. Please feel free to look at all my offers. Goddess Rising, the classes I have coming up. I have a lot of very exciting things coming up this fall. And I can't wait until the next time we see each other. If anybody, me too. I loved it too. It was so much fun. If you need anything, feel free to reach out. Oh, I'm so glad. It was an amazing live. You're so welcome. And thank you guys for being here. I really appreciate your support. And we will see you in the next live. Remember, next week we're off. If I do put another one in, I'll definitely put it on the comments. So make sure you're checking when I post for the channel. Oh, thank you. I'm so glad. That was a special one. It's getting really. And thank you to Archangel Uriel and to God Day. All right. See you on the next one.